Many thanks for staying with us on Global Morning. Now it's time for the first conversation for the day. Of course, some of you may be aware of the fact that there is a move to curtail the security situation in the country. A lot of efforts have been brought to the fore, but then I think we are still waiting for when the lasting solution will come. But then there is a topic we want to look at today, as it has to do with insecurity. And we have our guest who is going to be joining us. He is a security expert. And of course, it's very important to look at this topic, curtailing insecurity. Youth corpers urge to get involved in curtailing insecurity. I know a lot of you are asking questions right now wherever you are. Guest is a security and public policy strategist in the person of Jonathan Onoja, who will be joining us via Zoom as we look at this topic today. It's good to have you join us, Jonathan.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you so much for having me, Ramsey. Good morning, Nigerians.
Oh, all right. As a matter of fact, we and I will taking you through this discussion, and of course, looking at this topic, there has been an effort to curtail insecurity in the country. In as much as they say the issue of security is everybody's concern, there is a little bit of questioning when it comes to the recent statement coming that you core members have been urged to get involved in curbing insecurity in the country. What's your thought? What do you think about that?
All right. Once again, I say thank you for having me. And, it is because of the importance of this discussion that I have to excuse myself to, honor this invitation, because this is a national discussion, and it will require experts' opinion to see the way forward. Number one, security is everybody's responsibility. However, there are dimensions where everybody's responsibility will be well defined. And there are areas too where there are limitations. And this is where the NYC core members limitations comes in. When you request the NYC members to be part and parcel of security, you and I is aware in this country where NYC members were victims of insecurity, kidnapped, molested, so many killed, and there was nowhere to, protect them even. So when you turn back and say that some people should, come up with strategies of reporting people with lethal weapons, avoiding, courtesan, reporting those that are, to be suspects in their communities, without providing any form of cover or security for them themselves, you are further endangering their lives. Why am I saying so? The moment some set of people get to know that the NYC members now are more of the spies, the watchdogs of the security agents, the anger will increase, and there will be every tendency that NYC core members will become the target by bandits and the so-called terrorists we have in this country. So while we are trying to come up with a national approach of community policing, neighborhood watch, yes, using the NYC core members is a very good tool. But there are institutions, and there are, already awaiting bills that are in the National Assembly that could cause some of these problems. And one of it, like I have said, there are youth uniform organizations that have been trained in this regards. Thus, all they need is the federal government backings. And the National Assembly can take advantage of some of these bills before them to actualize that goal. And so bringing the NYC core members into this picture, I think we are doing a great mistake, because we already understand their vulnerability. We already understand the challenges that the NYC core members are going through in this country. So why do we further need to engage them and bring them to the front burner of insecurity when we just need to protect them? These are people who do not have any forms of defense. These are people that do not possess any arms. I understand that the concept they are coming from is information sharing, intelligence sharing, using them as the most in the community to get intelligence for the purpose of neighborhood watch and all of that. But we can still do it without announcing them and making them more vulnerable. Because what they have done now is to bring NYC core members into the bad picture, into another dimension, that those that are already attacking them will grow more anger and begin to attack them the more. So I do not see the pronunciation as any new techniques. I do not see it as any new strategies. Rather, I see that they are rather creating more problem for core members in this country that they cannot even protect. Right now, as I speak with you, core members still travel interstate without any form of security. Core members do not even, with what is happening in this country, core members moving from one point A to point B do not have any security attached to them, or do not even have, NYC itself does not even have a transport scheme for core members that are going interstate for either services or something. So today, if you are posted to Lagos State, it's up to you to go to Lagos State. NYC will not provide any mobilization or any form of security for you to go to Lagos State. And so whatever it is, when you use the flight, if you use the flight that is now becoming a problem in Nigeria today, it's up to you. If you're going to use the vehicles to travel along the road, it's up to you. Nobody cares about your security. All they want is that you have been deployed, you've been assigned to that place as a permanent place of the assignment, without any form of security. And so the NYC needs to come up with their own strategies, with these pronouncements, to see how they can best protect the lives of core members. Somebody who goes to school after 4 or 5 years, serving this country, or to be kidnapped and be killed one day. Destiny buried, dreams gone. And so we must find a way to first protect them before we begin to engage them into our national security discussion. Because to protect, and the same people you are coming back to request them that they should protect you or to share information with you. I don't know the kind of concept of security that we operate in this part of the world, but I think Nigeria needs to wake up to understand that we cannot continue to create more problems for people that are already vulnerable. It's just like asking Nigerians to defend themselves without giving them any form of defensive weapon. You and I are not allowed to get AK-47 in this country. But the people that came to attack us, they get AK-47. People that went to attack, a place in Katsina yesterday, in Benue State, Katsina yesterday, people that went to attack Katsina yesterday, bear weapons. People that attacked Goma local government area of Goma local government area of Benue State the day before yesterday are bearing weapons. And so you will not expect an NYC member to steal his neck in such matter. All we need to do is to have a centralized system that works for everybody. And that is where I call on all the service chiefs to come up with a strategy that will benefit Nigerians. and I will protect Nigeria. Nigeria does not have any form of security. Look at what is happening along the road. There's no form of security anywhere. I give you an example in the case of Yelwata. After the killings in Yelwata, there are still killings. Even down to yesterday, there were still killings in Yelwata. So enough of these media talks and paper signing, papers with sugarcoating things for the purpose of someone is in one office and want to say something. When the DG make the DG orientation make that statement yesterday, I did not actually see that he has solved any problem or he has made any speech so special that it will require an attention from the media. Because when someone is not understanding the concept of what he's saying, he can come up with anything to say at the point. Otherwise, the people that are supposed to protect are supposed to sympathize with you.
Right.
You are the one people you see people that should come for protecting you.
Yeah, Jonathan, I want us to introduce, if you like, another layer to this conversation. Let's talk about motive. What could have led the Director General of the National Orientation Agency to make this kind of proposition? Because, I mean, in principle, that's what it is, all right? You may say, well, it was instinctive, it was impulsive, or whatever it is, but this is a proposal. We don't have to like it per se, but let's look at what the motivation may have been for this kind of proposition. Is it a way of saying, well, we are overwhelmed, what do? We are between the rock and the hard place. Since we have these young people in uniform, they spend about 3 weeks in camp, they get a bit of our military training here and there. Who knows? Maybe at some level they could be useful in the fight against insecurity. Do you think that's what the motivation may have been?
Well, like I said, whatever motives behind that statement, whatever it is that has led him to, make such public statements was the wrong one. Like I said, it continued to endanger the lives of, the core members. I give you an example. Years back in the Federal Capital Territory, there was, I think a police commissioner that was killed around Barnes area, if you recall, by some groups that came protesting. And then sometime last year, we also told that there was a killing. Police officers were attacked around Wuse 2 area by these same groups. Over time, the groups have come to realize that the police are no longer their friends and that they are not seen as enemies, not friends like but they are foes. So the attack came, and if you also realize that there were attacks on police stations across the state, across the nation, sometimes including the southeast, where police stations are burned, police officers are killed, and all of that. Now, I'm giving you all this background to understand why this is happening. The belief that the police is a threat. And so, the NYC core members that are already vulnerable, by way of no security for them, no protection and nothing, you come and you begin to, tell the public again. I think that should be an internal training. It shouldn't be for public consumption. It should be that you engage, just like in your own station, how you discuss with your staff. It's an internal memo. Like you can build it up in the cost of that training. That while you are leaving this camp and you're going back to your various community, you can become an ambassador, of peace, and again you can become an agent in your community. How? Negotiating with the security agencies, the conventional security agencies, sharing information with them, and a way to protect your community. Because when you see something, say something, and that's where everyone is now requested to be, that's where the responsibility comes. Everybody must say something. Everybody must be part and parcel of the security of the state and of the country. And so this is where you bring it up. But when you bring it up to the larger picture, when you say it, and don't forget that whatever is on the print media, whatever is on the media, both our friends and our enemies are aware of it. So the moment this pronunciation came, this announcement come, the already vulnerable guys, like I keep saying, will be prone to more attacks. NYC members can even wear their uniforms proudly and travel interstate or within the state, because already the guys will see them as enemy. And already they see them as an enemy. Perhaps these were some of the things that were said before they started killing and kidnapping core members. And so we should be mindful of what we say. That's what I'm trying to say. That the motives behind it may not be too bad. But the public pronunciation and making it look like it's now like you have recruited an army of youth and you have empowered them with GPMG, AK-47, and then it is to war. You are just giving these guys uniform that they even have to pay for it. You are just giving these guys brooch that they have to even pay for it. And you are sending them out, without anything in their hands. Not even Bura, that the guys, the one of our people, the tax and stand carries around now, as all security agent operatives carry around. Not even anything like that. Those guys cannot even bear stun gun. They cannot even carry stun gun. Those guys cannot even carry anything, not even tigers, not even canisters. And then you're talking about them exposing their vulnerability. These are people that don't even want to tell you where their children school. Why? Because they are extra security conscious of whatever concerns their own. These are people that hide the identity of their own children so that people will not trace them and attack them. These are people that do not even want you to know where their children school. And so when you begin to expose other people's children to threats, and you say we should give you an applause because there may be motives, good motives behind the move, I'm saying that with already vulnerable NYC corps members we are seeing kidnapped, killed, maimed across the states in Nigeria today, we should have called for that. But anyways, explaining the good part of it is that we already have a system where everybody, even through the Office of the National Security Advisor, that is the coordinating system, that is not even working. That is not even working. That is why we have lost intelligence in this part of the world. Because if it is working, the rate of attacks that happen would have been repelled. It would have been repelled by our intelligence agencies. But because that system is not working, that's why most of us have advocated for the all-round, community approach, to issues. Community approach in this instance is the neighborhood watch versus the community policing approach that is now being proposed, and other forms of intelligence sharings and community safety. And I proposed now that there are bills, established bills that are before the National Assembly that they can take advantage of it. And one of these bills is, example, using the Nigerian Peace Corps as a viable tool. These are people that already seem to be, paramilitary youth uniform organization, and they have certain trainings different from what the NYC corps members they have. They have this intelligence training. They have all of this training already, with an established structure of about 36, 34 to 35 commands across the state, across the nation. So with that, I'm even having a UN desk. So with these arrangements, you can partner with them for deployment of the already trained youth to communities for the purpose of neighborhood watch, integrated neighborhood watch. They know who comes into the community. They know the nooks and cranny of the community. They know what is happening. So they will be able to share information and become the first layer of defense. Reporting information real time, giving this information real time to the already established conventional security agencies, from the police to the DSS, the NIE. They can partner with them and have this mode or this channel of reports, real-time reports, why they remain in the community like any of them. And because I say this, we don't have intelligence in this country again. If we have intelligence in this country, my own brother, people will gather together in a particular place, have meeting, discuss about attacks. Nobody, these guys do phone calls. They agree to meet in a particular place, and we claim that we have the data of all people in this country at the time we come with, the NIN, and all of that before you register a SIM card. But people make calls to go to a particular place for a meeting, and they discuss these things. After that, they still attack. Nobody will be arrested. Nobody will be traced. As a matter of fact, even after attack, they still use the same calls to these same folks to discuss and to talk about, negotiate for ransom. And these ransoms are paid, and nobody is being arrested. And we are talking about engaging our NYC corps members that we cannot even protect. So we have a long way to go, and we must use the best community approach to solve the problems, not engaging already vulnerable members that we don't even have a means to protect them. I think this is my position on this matter.
All right. One of the issues, all right, that he talked seriously about is the proliferation of small arms and light weapons, and that has led to increase in battery, kidnapping, cultism, political thuggery, and all sort of insecurity in the country. Do you think this is happening because during politics, a lot of arms exchange hands and all of that? Is there anything that can be done to checkmate this proliferation, to cut down the level of insecurity that we have in the country today, looking away from the core members, even though it's all about seeing something and saying something at the grassroots community, at the community level, like you also mentioned?
Right, Ramsey, an hungry man is an angry man, they say. One of the root causes of insecurity is hunger. Hunger is a major factor. Poverty, illiteracy, and when the people perceive upward cheats from the government. Right. And so when the people do not believe the government, when the people seems to be cheated, when politicians takes what belongs to the people, these are all issues that brings insecurity. This is another dimension of insecurity that Nigerians should look at, but we are not looking at that. We are talking about the secondary aspect, people in the bush kidnapping people. What led to it? I give you an instance before I answer your questions. Look at the recruitment, the recruitment issue portal, the recruitment portal that the NSCDC, the immigrations, the fire service is coming up with. Take your time to read that portal and see what happened. You will realize that when people are talking just about 30,000, millions of Nigerians have applied for that job. And if you take a look at it again closely, you will agree with me that the North Central is the highest populated rate of unemployment. And also if you check again, the rate of insecurity in the North is high compared to any region in this country. I mean the North, Northeast, Northwest, when I say the North Central. So when you check the portal again, you will see that Kogi State is the highest. What that means is that they are the highest unemployed youth. They are the highest unemployed youth in this country, where almost 11 million people are trying to apply followed by Niger State or something, or Kaduna State. Benue State is the third. And like that, Nasarawa State. So we have up to the worst unemployed youth or numbers of unemployed youth domiciled in the north. And that's why one of the highest the highest insecurity in the north. Like it's rapidly north central today. When the people are gainfully employed, we will not be talking about insecurity. Go to Iceland. Why are we not having much of issues of insecurity in Iceland? Iceland have 0.1% of crime. Why? Because the people are engaged. The government has made provision for their people. The rate of Almajiri in the north and out of school children in the north is alarming. This is issues of insecurity that the government must prioritize. Take your time, Ramsey. You are a journalist, a professional one at that, and you could engage in nightclubs at night. Go to the rural communities in Nasarawa State, in Niger State, in Benue State, and see how our guys are useless for peanuts. Look at the way the rate of prostitution across the state today. It is because of hunger, and these girls are suffering to battle with issues of tuition fees. Why government has weaponized poverty, they have also made it very difficult for even the poor to go to school. Where institutions of government is even pay the highest tuition fee in this country. So where do the poor run to? The private institutions have been taken over by their children, and then the government institution also has been hijacked. So illiteracy is one of the worst forms of insecurity, because when you don't have value for life, you could even go and kill for 1,000 naira on the streets. So I'm saying, if you don't have understanding of what life is all about, when you don't wear two touch, somebody can give you 1,000 naira to go and kill. And that is why the politicians who understands the weaknesses of the youth take advantage of them at every election cycle to go, give them peanuts to go and do this evil. And unfortunately, after promising them so many things, you will be surprised that they will take advantage of them after the election, and even after the election, only them and their children travels abroad. Only them and their children on the payroll. So they abandon this set of youth that they have used during the election. The same set of youth that they are giving their weapons. So what would be their fate? And that is why we have the increased alarming rate of kidnapping after every election cycle. These are disgruntled, frustrated youth by the government, by the politicians.
Yes.
And so, in wrapping it up, permit me to run, please. Let me run it up.
Okay, please.
I want to say that the Nigerian youth are the best productive youth anywhere in the world. It is because of the failure of our institutions that we have so much unemployed foot soldiers parading themselves on the streets, that have led to increased kidnapping, increased rituals that we have now called Yahoo and the whatever called the Yahoo maps, that people have ventured into so many evil. If government prioritizes the welfare of Nigerians, Nigeria will be better and will be greater again.
Thank you very much.
That is my position this morning.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jonathan. That is informative. I want to say a very big thank you. I wish we have enough time to continue, but then subsequently we'll still find time to have you on our programs as we look more into the security situation of the country. Many thanks for joining us on this conversation.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure.
All right, this is going to be the size of this process as a matter of fact, the issue of security in the country is not something that you can finish talking
it's a
about.
very deep-seated challenge that we need to continue to spotlight.
That's exactly what it is. With time, we'll find time to still talk about this issue. So all you have to do is just keep watching global television. We'll quickly go on the break. After this break, the second conversation will come on your way as preparation is on for off-cycle elections, and heated up is the 2027 election, which preparation is already on the way. But then, what is the perception about our electoral process? Sit back as we bring to you this conversation after this break. Stay with